Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another review. It's been a little while since I've actually was able to tackle a Scooby-Doo episode. So I figured in today's video, we're going to be doing a Scooby-Doo episode called the Loch Ness? I guess is what it would be called. Kind of a weird name for a title, but you may be asking yourself, well, I don't know, maybe people aren't asking, but some people might be doing this, but just for curiosity, you may be wondering, why am I reviewing an episode like this? Like, out of all Scooby-Doo episodes, why would I be reviewing an episode about this? Well, it's not 4th of July anymore, it's actually July now. I did want to make this video for 4th of July. I actually think I talked about this stuff, in my videos. I actually talked about this. I had a couple reviews planned. This is one of them. The other one will come out here soon enough, but this is my first one I want to review. I figured, why not get the best one out of the way first? And then we'll review the other one. To the other one, I will give you guys a hint. It's not too bad of an episode either, but this one steals the cake here. Or I guess in this case, it'd be the Scooby Snacks, because it's Scooby-Doo. Pun aside, yeah, I'll be reviewing this episode here. But before we get any further, remember to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. I'm trying to get to 1K subs. We're getting closer and closer. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have a super reward video for you guys when we get there. Now, it may not happen right off the bat. I'll have to, figure that out, but I will, because it's going to be, I'll just tell you guys right now, it's going to be a little bit of a pain to kind of get it done, but I promise you guys, I will have a super reward video for you guys, and I'll have some reward videos for you guys on the way there, too. So, yeah. Also, this will be probably the last time I'll probably say this in the video, because I meant to put this in my last video when I was reviewing Star Wars Rebels, but forgot. I was thinking about this, so I don't have to bring this up every time. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, because I actually have a new feature added at the end of the video. Hopefully I can remember to put it in the video. It might take a few tries, just because, with me having autism and all that, and ADHD and bipolar, and who knows what else I'm diagnosed with, because I'm diagnosed with a lot of stuff. I tend to forget this stuff. So hopefully I remember to do that. But yeah, I'll have it featured at the end of every video, so I don't have to say it anymore. I also have the DaVinci art thing too for adults only, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing that forever or not, because I'm actually having some problems with that, but I do, and also I'm kind of not very comfortable with making this stuff. I mean, I make it more for other people and for money purposes, so I guess it's kind of like, as weird as this sounds, kind of like, strip clubs and all that, like people do some stuff like that. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing to say, I don't want to talk about it like that, but I'm doing it for other people and for some money and all that, but I shouldn't probably be doing it if I'm not super happy with it, but it also helps me improve my art skills, so I figured why not do it, because I told you guys in the future, I've talked about it before on my channel, I do want to eventually make cartoons and stuff myself, so I ain't doing it in Hollywood, I'm not doing it there, but, because it has some issues, but, yeah. But, anywho, I know the introduction's been going on for a while, so let's go ahead and actually get into the episode. So this episode right here is our very first one, and actually I think it's first one of the 4th of July reviews, because I don't think I did one before that. The other one finally uploaded. I actually was able to upload it, my Toy Story, thing I was showcasing, because I had a couple 4th of July videos. I did one of them, the presidents and all that, and then I did another one and all that. It's a little bit sloppy, but I'm working on improving my videos, but I did that, and then, because I was doing some, history for you guys there, and I did a reaction to a Disney thing and all that too, so, and then, yeah, but all that crap got kind of messed up when the Toy Story thing would not upload, and I actually had to do it twice, and then it was not uploading, and then the third time, because I was not able to upload anything right off the bat. So I don't know if it's for some reason I had better signal in the hotel in Springfield than anywhere else. I don't know why, but that said though, yeah. So this one's coming up now, and this is actually probably I believe the first Scooby-Doo show, or not Scooby-Doo show, the new Scooby-Doo movies episodes I'm reviewing. If you guys don't know what the show is, this is basically another, like, incarnation of Scooby-Doo. It's basically the Scooby-Doo, the new movies. It includes a lot of celebrities and all that. So we have, like, Cassidy, what was her name? Cassidy, I forgot her name. She was, like, a role model and all. I don't know, we had, like, that. We had, not Oral, I can't remember, like, Hardy, and, I forgot his other name, I can't remember the name of Laura and Hardy. We had episodes like that, which I actually am going to do a review on that episode, but that'll be more towards, probably around December. And then we have celebrities like, we've had, Batman and Robin, which I guess technically they're not really, celebrities that are more so icons, They did a lot of crossovers. And I'm going to say right now, out of all the episodes, this one I'm going to say might be my favorite out of the entire Scooby-Doo franchise. Yeah, I'm going to say that right now. I really like this episode a lot. And I want to point this out. This is a fun fact. At least I think it's a fun fact, unless this was aired out of order. This is the first time we see a relative of Shaggy. We see Shaggy's uncle. Yeah, we see, this is one of his few uncles we'll see throughout the franchise. But this is the first time, I believe, we see a relative of Shaggy. We've seen one of, like, Daphne and all that. I don't think we've seen one of the other characters until later. Because Scooby has his, nephew, Scrappy-Doo and all that, but he's not introduced yet and all either. But this is, like, the first time we actually are, this is the first time we're actually, introduced to, like, an actual relative of Shaggy. And this one, he's, like, an older guy and all that, but I like how it spends a good chunk of the episode, in his, like, mansion. His mansion's freaking cool, but I love his mansion. His mansion's awesome, like, and that's kind of funny, he has this huge-ass mansion, and he's, like, the only one that lives there. To be fair, though, I mean, with that kind of mansion, you can, like, have all this entertainment stuff, and all, you could probably never get bored, Some people kind of prefer smaller houses, but, like, if I owned my dad's house, I probably would make every room have its own theme or something, kind of like mix it all up a little bit. I would totally do that. Hell, if I had like Mr. Beast money, I know if it's fun to bring up Mr. Beast. I make jokes about that sometimes, because Mr. Beast has got a lot of money. I hear some problems with him, but Mr. Beast has got all this money and all that. Like, if I had like money like that, I'd probably build me a mansion like that, just like, probably like in my town or something, like just as a tourist attraction and all that. Like, I don't know if I would live there. I don't know. I'd have to figure that out, but I mean, I could like live there, or I could like, yeah, I could have like two houses. I don't know, I'd probably just make it like a tourist attraction, I don't know, for people to have fun, Yeah, I don't know, but I'm like, I don't know, I'm probably would never have that many subscribers, but I mean, I don't really, I would like to have the money and the subscribers, but I'm just saying, like, I would probably build me a mansion like that. That'd be kind of cool. It'd probably be even bigger than this guy's, but yeah, I just like we spend the whole episode with that, and I like the Globetrotters too. I don't watch basketball. I'm not really a sports person in general, but I do like the Globetrotters. They appear a few times throughout the show. They're one of the better, and also the running. Yeah, they run it. They're the Sorry, I cannot speak. Sorry, they're the running gag, or the running themes of the new Scooby-Doo movies. They appear more than once, kind of like Batman and Robin do. And Don Knotts, by the way, Don Knotts is in the show too. He appears a couple times too. I don't know why I cannot speak today. Like, I cannot speak and all that. I don't know why that is. I'm just like, I just cannot speak today. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I do like they make an appearance here and all that too. And I like they do some interesting stuff with them. Like they have like them play basketball and all that, and then they do like a little trick towards the end of the episode, a disappearing act. It's really funny. Like, it's something I would not expect to see out of it. It's really funny. Like, you can tell the writers really had a fun time, making, the Globetrotters in the show. They had a blast with that. That's the thing, though, with this show. They do a lot of that. They do a lot of different stuff with the celebrities. For the most part, I will say they're pretty good. Some not as much, but in the future, I might tackle the show as a whole, but I'll probably review some individual episodes for the meantime, but I don't know if I'll review all of them, before I review the show, because, I could talk about the show separate, but I kind of want to just focus on the one episode, that I'm reviewing right now, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of great stuff with the show, and this is kind of what they do. Now, I don't know if it's the original Globetrotters or not, but I do really like their appearance in the show. They're really they're really nice and all that. Like, I really like their appearance, and they're probably wondering though, like, what does this episode have to do? Like, I'm talking about everything except for like, what does this have to do with 4th of July and all that? Well, the one thing that this does is the British and all that. Yeah, there's actually a Civil War, or not Civil War, a Revolution War thing in this episode. There's a Revolution War. So they had like the British guy, like, he says the British are coming and all that, and he's like holding a lantern as a horse. Like, he has a horse and all that. Like, he rides around there. And then like we have these ghosts are kind of like supposed to be they're supposed to be like they're supposed to be like, like, what is it, like, like, British and all that, and, like, founding fathers and all that. It's pretty cool. I will say, I do like the ghost designs. They're a little weird, but I do really like their designs. However, one thing I will say, it takes away this episode a little bit for me, but, not a lot, is, The villains are very predictable. You know exactly who it is. Like, usually they try to at least hide it or something. Like, hell, even like in the Scooby-Doo Where Are You episode, which by the way was the worst one I talked about in that episode, which was the ape man and all that. Like, you knew exactly who we didn't know exactly who was the ape man. They'd actually tried to make it a mystery. Here, they're not even fucking trying to hide it. Like, they show these 3 random dudes and all that by the water and all that, and they're talking about they're talking about like wanting to like try to get them out of there and all that, and they're trying to get them out of there and all that, and they're also got the main guy calling them idiots and all that. Usually intends that, yeah, they're very sus and all that, and they're not even trying to hide it, and one of the freaking ghosts actually looks exactly like the other guy, except he doesn't have a mustache, like, so it takes away a little bit for me, but that's a very common thing on Scooby-Doo, even now. Like, I think they probably, I haven't seen the newer shows much, but I will say even Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, they did that. They would, like, they didn't even try to freaking hide some of the costumes. Like, I won't spoil some of the episodes, but there's like one where they're in like a gator town and all that. They don't even freaking try to like hide the the identity of the stuff. They don't even try to hide it. So yeah, the whole thing just feels like, again, they're trying to like, they're trying to like make him look like they're not sus, but they really are. I mean, I don't know, I just don't see the point of that. But that's the thing, though, too. It doesn't really take away a lot from the episode, just because I don't mind rewatching. I like rewatching episodes. However, for people who don't like rewatching episodes much, or don't want to rewatch them again at all, this might be a frustrating thing for people. But for me, I don't think it's too bad. But I'm going to go ahead and just give it a score, and get the score out of the way, and we'll continue the episode. I'm going to give this one a good. And then I'm also going to be giving it 100 points. Yeah, 100 points. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just get it out of the way. Yeah, it really sucks that even my favorite Scooby-Doo episode, still has its problems, which really kind of sucks. But I don't know. I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, this might be a controversial opinion, just because, well, again, the whole point of Scooby-Doo is to figure. The fun part of Scooby-Doo is trying to, guess the culprit and all that. That's what. It's kind of like Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues. You watch Blue's Clues with your kids or something, and you watch it just for fun. You try to guess what the clues are gonna be, but when they're predictable and all that, then it kind of ruins the fun a little bit. That's kind of what they do in this episode. It kind of ruins the fun a little bit, but. That's the thing, though. Like, besides that, I really do like their designs for the most part, except for the guy holding the lantern. He's very so he's holding a lantern and all that. And he's kind of just like, there's not really much to him besides that. He's just holding a lantern, but like he looks very identical to the actual culprit. But that's the thing, though, too. Like They do this thing, though, that I like, is they like, again, the other costumes look really good, and all that, and, I forgot to bring up the sea serpent. The sea serpent is actually pretty cool, too. Like, he's a cool idea. Like, there's nothing, like, super fantastic about him, like, his design and all that. Apparently, he can breathe fire, though. Looks like, Mario is not the only one who can break the logic of fire underwater, because he can freaking burn fire underwater, too. Maybe there's a thing where, like, I guess there is lava underwater. Maybe, like, if it's hot enough, maybe it won't burn out. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but yeah, we literally see this sea serpent is like freaking blowing fire underwater. I don't really know why they needed to add that effect either. It seems kind of weird, but they added the effect, so yeah. But again, I guess it's like Mario. Again, somehow he can do it underwater, and there's no problem with that. Guess he's been eating some fire flowers. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. But that's the thing, though. This like I said, this episode, though, like I said, I really do like it a lot, and I do like Shaggy's uncle. I wish we could see him again. Unfortunately, we don't. Honestly, though, the problem is I don't know, like seeing Shaggy's relatives and all. We see a lot of them throughout the show. But I really hate how they do change them. Like, usually the main cast, like, they'll actually keep the characters looking very similar to each other. But I hate how they like, every reincarnation, they gotta change up the way the characters' models look for their parents. I hate that. I don't understand why they can't just keep them the way they are, and or make up their mind what they want to do and then just leave it like that. I don't know, it just seems kind of weird, but yeah, but that's kind of the problem with him returning. It could be kind of annoying, but I don't know. But that's the thing, though. Like I said, Shaggy will have plenty of relatives we'll see throughout the series. Like even the Boo Brothers, which by the way, I've only seen part of that episode. But the Boo Brothers actually has apparently a Shaggy relative in it too, a ghost or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but. Apparently, yeah, they got a Shaggy relative in there too, which is weird, but I don't know, it's just kind of weird. But I don't know, but that's the thing though. There's a lot of good stuff in this episode. I just like the vibe of it the most. But I can understand if some people don't like this one as much because of the way the villains are, but. I just think for the most part it really is good, and I'm somebody again who likes to rewatch stuff. I hate that it takes away the vibe of that. That's why it's getting 100 points instead of 120. But I will say too, later down the road, the Scooby-Doo episodes they'll be good, but they'll kind of have problems where like I feel they take away some of the cool elements the older shows have, this one doesn't actually take place much in a spooky area, much. But I do like though I do like the whole point of the spooky area. I do like I do like that it's deserted and all that. Like it feels like a lot of times in the later shows, a lot of the characters and all that, like they'll be surrounded by a bunch of people and all that. So like, I mean, I guess they do that to give more suspects, which I like. But I also like them when they do more stuff like this too. That's the thing, though. They could have, like, again, they could have just left those guys out of there completely. They didn't even need to be in there. They could just left them out. Instead of having them in there, like, and then just reveal them at the end. Kind of like they done in, like, past Scooby-Doo episodes. Because there will be some I'll review down the road that'll actually do that, where there'll be no corporate. I mean, there'll be no suspects, and then they just reveal it at the end. But yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, though, yeah, that's pretty much all I think I have to really say about it. Really, I don't know. There's just not. I mean, there's a nice vibe and all that of the episode, and like I said, this is probably my favorite of the Scooby-Doo episodes. But again, it's still not like perfect. But honestly, it's very hard to find something that's very perfect. But I told you guys, I like the older, I've talked about it in the past, I like the older Scooby-Doo stuff. I like newer Scooby-Doo, well, at least the 2000s, but it just doesn't have the same vibe the older ones do at times. Like, they try, but it doesn't have the soundtrack in it and all that too. But, which I'm still trying to figure out, like, before I let the video go, I do want to point out this, well, I want to point out a couple things. Number one, these Scooby-Doo episodes, by the way, the new Scooby-Doo movies, they actually, double the length of the time. So instead of the episodes being 22 minutes, they end up being 48 minutes. So the episodes are a lot longer, which is really crazy. I'm not sure why they did that, but they do a pretty good job at making it like that. Also, with that, they're able to have the soundtracks play a bit more longer in the episodes. I still don't know the name of the track. There's a track that appears. I've been trying to look for it because I want to mention it in my videos, but I cannot freaking find it. Because it'll show a complete playlist of the tracks on Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? But I've tried looking it up, and it doesn't show all the tracks. But there's a track, like, for an example, like if you guys seen the Puppet episode on Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? It'll show like Shaggy and Scooby walking with a pizza, and it'll play this track, which probably is my favorite track of the entire show. The entire earlier Scooby-Doo franchise, because like I said, they'll phase out all these tracks over time, which really sucks, but I literally cannot figure out the name of the track. I cannot. And I'm trying looking it up, still can't find it. I tried looking up episodes, I still can't find it. Like the clue for Scooby-Doo and all that, which I think is the first time it appears, I cannot find it. It's just very weird how hard it is to find this stuff, but I do like that the episodes are longer, so you can hear the tracks longer too, which is really cool, One more thing, actually, there's one more thing I want to point out, and I keep saying I'm like one more thing, and I keep adding more stuff, but I don't know, there's also, I want to point out this too. This is actually the last time, by the way, Velma will be, well, not the episode itself, but the show, that Velma will be voiced by the original voice actor for Velma. Because unlike the voice actor of Daphne, though, they actually bring back, well, they actually keep her, like, she sticks around for this entire show. Unfortunately, after this, though, she kind of retires. Apparently, she has a similar problem with Daphne. She finds a love interest and couldn't, like, stick around. I guess it was a very common thing back then, because they didn't really have computers and all that, so probably trying to keep, people going was probably harder, I mean, they had phones, but they were not, like you had to pay for those phones and all. It was probably just cheaper just to hire a new actor, but she does actually return. She returns, in a couple Scooby-Doo movies in the 2000s. I think like 2 of them, and then she's gone again. She's still alive, and actually the original voice actor for Daphne's still alive. The one that voices Daphne in this show has passed away, but the other one I don't think has ever come back. Like, I don't think she's ever come back, which thinks she's probably my favorite voice actor for Daphne, but she hasn't come back. But this is where they'll start replacing the voice actors of these characters. Because as the series goes on, the actors get older and older, and then eventually they move on with their lives. Either retirement or they are busy doing other stuff, and they'll have to replace them. It's better replacing them than freaking replacing them with freaking AI. I'll say that. Speaking of which, that's probably going to be my next video, is probably talking about AI before I talk about my other review, but if I can remember, because I've been meaning to make the video and keep forgetting about it. But, yeah, I don't know, there actually was a lot of things to talk about in this episode, but I figured I'd bring it up now instead of trying to talk about it in future reviews, but I don't know, I think that's about all I have to really say about this, though. So I guess, I guess for me, this episode is definitely very good, and it has a lot of things I like about it. There is that one thing with the villains I don't like, but that's pretty much about it, for like things I don't like about it. I'm probably gonna go ahead and let things go from here, and I'll see you guys all later. And remember, guys, to tell me what you guys think about this up in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.